Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty Hi-Yo Silver, the Lone Ranger.
Tumblerock had been a peaceful town until Ace Broderick arrived and built a cafe and gambling hall. Renegades, ruffians, and thieves followed Broderick to Tumblerock, and crime ran rampant. As Ace Broderick prospered, he grew even more ambitious. Several months before the local elections, he was already buying votes to put in his own mayor. Only one man stood in the way of his plans, an honest, fearless defender of the law, Sheriff Brooks.
It's early in the morning, Sheriff. Place ain't open.
Where's Ace Broderick?
Right here, Sheriff.
You're slipping, Ace.
Yeah?
This time you bribed the wrong people.
Who says so?
2 witnesses. They swear you paid them to stuff ballot boxes next month. Started kind of early, didn't you?
I don't like that kind of talk, Sheriff.
Too bad. You're going to hear more of it. I got the goods on you this time, Ace. There's a fine and a 6-month jail sentence goes with it.
You know, Sheriff, I've been thinking that one day you and me is going to decide who really runs this town. And this is just as good a day as any.
Hold it, Ace. You're not talking to one of your yellow-livered gunmen. You're talking to the law.
I make my own laws.
So I heard. I don't want any trouble, Ace. But I'm taking you in.
Maybe. And I'm going to give you a chance to do that. Pete's going to count to 3, and we're going to draw and shoot.
You can outdraw anybody in town, Ace.
Start counting, Pete.
Okay, boss. 1.
You're a killer, Ace.
Get ready, Sheriff. Keep counting, Pete.
2.
All right. That's the way you want it.
3. The sucker didn't have a chance, did he, boss?
What's the matter with you, Pete? Can't you see the boss shot in self-defense?
That's right, he drew first.
You did the only thing you could have done.
Yeah, sure, but what'll the hicks around here say?
They won't say anything unless you tell them different.
Oh, not me, boss, but...
But what?
Well, the sheriff has a son, hasn't he? Everybody knows they was close, even though the son went east a couple of years ago.
So what?
Nothing. Just wonder what he'll do when he hears about this.
I do all the wondering around here, remember, Pete?
Sure, boss, sure.
If his son does come out here to make more trouble, he'll never reach Tumblerock alive, understand?
Tumblerock on other side of mountain range, Kimasabi.
We'll camp soon and look around town tomorrow.
Why you think so much about election in Tumblerock, Kimasabi?
A free and honest election, Tonto, is the very heart of making our American system of government work. But sometimes dishonest politicians steal ballot boxes or use bribes or threats of violence to make people vote for someone they may not like.
No, that's not good. Ace Broderick do that?
There were rumors that Sheriff Brooks had found such evidence before he died.
Come on, Silver.
Stay where you are, mister.
Oh, you hombres are getting smarter every year. Now you're working relays.
Your voice and your face are familiar. Are you Ted Brooks, the sheriff's son?
Yes, but I'll do the talking, mister. It's my gun.
Put up hands. Turn around. Stage driver wounded, Kimasabi.
Oh, it's a terrible thing. It's too bad we couldn't go after those gunmen, but it was more important to stop the stage.
Trailing them no good. Ground too hard and rocky.
Put that away, Tonto.
Need help, stage driver.
You've been in the East a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, too long, I guess. All right, go ahead and shoot.
You're mistaken, Ted. We're on your side of the law.
Yeah, I don't get it. Who are you?
Did your father ever tell you of a masked friend who used special bullets? Does this mean anything to you?
Sure, Silver. Silver, a big white stallion. Yes, it comes back to me now. The Indian's name is Tonto, and you. There's only one man like you in the whole West. You're the Lone Ranger.
Welcome back, Ted.
Thanks.
You have any idea who those men were?
Yeah, Ace Broderick's.
Do you know them?
No, but when we pulled into Reed City, they must have spotted me, then trailed me.
What does Ace Broderick have against you?
Well, after Dad died, I wrote to a group of the town's leading citizens asking for his job. Nobody else wanted it, so they wrote me that letter saying I was hired to fill in until the election. And they enclosed Dad's old badge.
Ace is a clever man. Can you handle him alone?
Well, if that's an offer to help, thanks, but I want to get the goods on him myself.
I understand. But if you change your mind and want help, Tonto and I'll be around.
Glad to hear it. Where could I find you?
We'll keep in touch with Tom Crothers, your dad's old deputy.
Me put driver inside. Him hurt bad.
For that, Ace's men will have a lot of explaining to do.
Be careful, Ted. They're tough.
I can be, too.
Ted, I heard that they were offering you the job, but I hope you had more sense than to take it.
Well, I know I'm not good enough to fill Dad's shoes, Tom, but I'll do my best.
Listen, son, take my advice and get out of here.
Get out of here? What do you mean?
Look, I buried your father. Helped to dig his grave with my own hands. As fine a man as ever set foot in the West. Honest, decent, God-fearing. He hated killers like Broderick, and he fought them the best he knew how. But he's dead now. And he ain't no use to all of the good folks that loved him. He ain't no use to anybody. And I don't want to see that happen to you, son.
I can take care of myself, Tom.
You think I'm an old fool, don't you?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, but you were thinking it. Listen, son, there's Ace Brodericks all over the West. Have been and always will be. Fight 'em? Sure. Just like any other real man would. But just learn to fight 'em so that win or lose, you'll live to fight another day. It's all right to be a hero, but...
I don't want to be a hero.
Did you ever hear anybody call old Tom Carruthers a hero? No. And they never will. Well, I'll keep on fighting those that I can whip. But those that I can't, well, I'll be alive long after they've killed themselves.
Look, Tom, his men even tried to bushwhack me just now on my way in.
Yeah, so you told me. But have you any proof that they were Broderick's men? They'll have a dozen men in there to prove that they wasn't. Just like those skunks that swore that your father drew first.
I just can't let it pass.
All right, take him into court. And that crooked lawyer, McGill, will just make a fool out of you. Wait a minute. Where are you going?
I'm going to see Ace Broderick before you talk me out of it.
First your pa, now you. You fool Brookses. I only wish I had their courage.
Place ain't open for business yet, mister. Come around tonight.
I'm here to see Ace Broderick. Which one of you is Broderick?
Close the door, Pete. I'm Broderick.
Strangers don't usually come in here without knocking.
I'm no stranger. My name's Brooks.
State your business.
I want the two men who tried to bushwhack me this morning.
Wrong address, mister. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, you had a man tip them off when I left Reed City. Get them in here. I want to talk to them.
Nobody's left here all day long.
The fact, and we can produce witnesses to back it up.
Well, you must be McGill. We're not in court yet, so I'm not interested in witnesses. I want those two men.
No man talks to me like that. Especially some tenderfoot that thinks... Who do you think you're pushing around?
Keep your temper, Ace.
You keep out of it. I'm gonna teach this tenderfoot a lesson he won't forget.
You had enough? Come on, Ace, have some more.
I'll get the two men for you.
All right, make it fast.
They're in there. I keep it locked on the inside.
Where's the key?
I'll get it.
After I finish with them, you and I have something else to talk about.
You're top man now, but it ain't healthy. It ain't healthy.
Hurry up.
I will.
Shot right through the desk. Have you gone crazy?
I heard a shot.
Close that door. Anyone outside?
No.
Well, lucky you only wounded him. The shot knocked him out, but he looks like he'll be all right.
Oh, it was self-defense.
It's no good, Ace. You've used that too often.
Pete saw it, and Joe backed me up.
It won't work, I tell you. Too many people know about this man. If they heard about this, they might get sore enough to take the law into their own hands.
I don't follow you.
If you'd killed him, you'd stand a good chance of decorating the end of a rope.
All right, get me out of it then. What are we gonna do?
Anybody see him come in here?
Don't think so. The street outside's still deserted.
Then he didn't come in here.
Huh?
We know nothing about this man. We never heard of him, never saw him. No one has been in here all morning. Is that clear?
Yeah, I guess so.
What's your idea?
Bandage this man. Tie and gag him and put him in the cellar until after dark. Then take him out to a line shack somewhere and leave him there until we decide how to get rid of him for good.
Pete, lock the front door and get Joe to help you. He's upstairs.
Later that night, the Lone Ranger and Tonto called on Tom Crothers to ask about Ted.
I tell you, I think they murdered young Ted.
But you can't prove it.
Oh, I can't prove anything unless I find the body.
I'm going to look over that cafe and then have a talk with Ace.
I sure hope you find out what happened to that boy. You know, he was a tough coyote and a real chip off of the old block.
We'll do our best, Tom. We'd better go out the back way.
An engine just handed me this for you.
Who?
An engine.
What is it? I want to talk to you about the disappearance of Ted Brooks. I'm waiting in your office. I didn't see anyone go in.
Maybe they climbed through the window. If they did, I'll take care of them. Come on.
Who are you?
Boy, the mask.
I'll ask the questions, Broderick.
How'd you get in here?
I came in through the window, but I'll leave through the door when I'm ready.
When I throw you out.
You didn't do that when Ted Brooks came here.
Who?
Brooks. You want me to spell it for you?
Oh, you mean the fellow old Tom was asking about?
You said you didn't know him.
Never saw him.
You deny shooting him from here?
Of course.
You shoot from the desk drawer all the time, for practice, I suppose. And yet you only made one bullet hole.
I did that months ago, cleaning my gun.
Very interesting. And that's an oil stain you couldn't get out. Looks like you scrubbed it again today.
Maybe.
Or is that where Ted Brooks lost blood after being shot?
I've had about enough out of you.
I'm leaving, Broderick. But I'll call again after I find Ted Brooks.
Keep your head, Ace.
You're a smart man, McGill.
There's no need for gunplay. Just get out of here, stranger.
Give me that gun. No, the other hand. Your partner has a quick temper. You'll find your gun outside.
Hold it, Ace. Get Joe in here.
What for?
I want him to watch that masked man, see what he's up to.
In a moment of anger, Broderick probably shot young Brooks and then disposed of him.
Sure, disposed. But how? They couldn't have taken young Brooks out in broad daylight. Someone would have seen them.
They could have waited until dark, taken Ted out, and then hidden him somewhere.
Yeah, but where?
I don't know yet, but I have a plan to find out.
All right, shoot.
In the morning, Tonto and I will search the countryside for any sign of Ted.
That'd be plenty hard to do in daytime and not be seen by Broderick's men.
I want them to see us.
You want them to see you?
Trail be plenty hard to find in this rocky country. Take long time.
I know, Tonto. Now, here's my plan.
Oh, hello, Joe. What'd you find out?
Sit down, McGill, and listen. Remember Pete said an Indian brought that note the night the masked man was here?
Yeah? They in cahoots?
I lost him last night after they left the deputy sheriff's office. This morning I picked him up and followed him all over the hills.
Joe thinks they're looking for Ted Brooks.
Where's Pete?
I sent him out after the election posters.
As soon as he comes in, send him out with Joe.
But what do you want them to do?
There's no choice, Ace. That masked man and the Indian must be destroyed before they find evidence to destroy you.
Oh, Pete. You're just the man I want to see.
Gotta get back to Mr. Broderick.
Well, that can wait. Come on inside. down.
I'm in a hurry.
Pete, the law says that any man conceals the knowledge of a murder can hang just as high as the killer himself.
Yeah?
Now, if you know that Ace killed young Brooks and you're holding out on me, the judge can sentence you to hang.
I don't know nothing.
That's a lie. Now, what did you do with the body? Why don't you tell me? You may be able to save your own neck.
I heard you had a masked man and a redskin looking for it.
That's right. And when they find the body, it'll be just too bad for you. Come in. I didn't expect you back so soon.
Tonto has something he wants to show you, Tom.
Oh, bad.
Look familiar?
Doggone, it sure does.
Here, paper, too.
What's this?
A letter signed by some of the town's leading citizens.
Oh, I almost forgot about you, Pete. I'm through with you now. You can go.
Yeah, sure.
What do we do now?
Wait for Ace to make the next move. If our plan works, it should be soon.
Remember that Brooks fellow was carrying a badge when he come in here?
Yeah, it was his father's badge.
What about it?
When Joe and I hit him, there was a letter making him temporary sheriff, too.
So?
Well, the masked man and the redskin must have found Brooks, because I just seen the badge and the letter.
What? Where?
In the deputy's office. The sheriff had me in there trying to make me talk when the masked man and redskin come in with him.
Did you see the letter?
Not close, but I saw some of the signatures on it.
Well, what about it?
If Brooks has been found, he'll talk plenty.
Yeah. We gotta know where we stand. You hit him, go out and see if he's still there, and if he is, take care of him and bury the body.
How about Joe coming with me?
All right, but hurry up. We'll wait for you here.
Right, boss.
You're right, Kimasabi. Them Ace's men.
They're going out to see if we found Brooks.
We follow them now?
Yes, but we must keep out of sight.
What are you doing?
I just want to see if he's still alive.
Well, it won't be for long.
You figure on shooting him here?
Why not? There's nobody near enough to hear a gunshot.
Right.
Hey, what are you doing?
Don't move. Drop that gun. You too. Now put up your hands. Tonto, get their guns and untie Ted.
You got here just in time. They're about ready to finish me off.
First this sheriff and now this attempt on his son.
You may be both hanged for this.
Wait a minute. I didn't shoot him.
You can't pin it on me.
The evidence speaks for itself. When a jury hears Ted Brooks, well, there's nothing more to be said.
Oh, yes, there is. Plenty. We didn't kill the sheriff.
It was Ace Broderick did the shooting.
Tonto, tie their hands behind their backs. And what about Sheriff Brooks?
Ace drew before the count because the sheriff had the goods on him.
Will you put all you know about the sheriff's death and the shooting of his son in writing?
Sure.
Good. This is one case that Ace Broderick and his lawyer will find hard to beat.
Pete and Joe spilled the whole story, naming both of us as killers.
What?
It's all over town, Ace.
Boy, the dirty double...
The game's up, Ace. Let's get out of here.
I can't. I've got too much invested in this town to give up that easily.
Though you did the shooting, I may be an accessory after the fact of murder. I'm quitting right now.
Oh, no, you're not. Relax. Calm down. That masked man's back of this, I'm sure of it.
What are you thinking?
If we get rid of the masked man and take care of Brooks, then we get the confessions from the deputy.
We've no choice if we want to stay here.
Right. So here's what you do. You give yourself up and then tell the sheriff and the masked man.
Go back with your friend. The last page of Joe's statement. The doctor's treating Ted now. He'll read it later.
Ace Broderick is finished, no matter what. Bill, you're under arrest.
I'm giving myself up. Ace told me to tell you to come and get him.
Oh, he wants to shoot it out, huh?
Can you organize a posse and surround his place?
There's not a man in town who'll tangle with Ace, even with a posse.
He's right. They're all afraid of what might happen later if we should lose.
Will you deputize me to arrest him?
Why, sure. But my friend, Ace Broderick's the best shot I ever saw.
Me help, Kimasabi?
No, Tonto. Tom needs you here.
He's waiting for you outside the cafe, Masked Man. He wants it out in the open where everybody can see.
There ain't a living soul out on that street.
Stay here.
He'll never come back here alive.
What's your hurry, Ace?
Stay where you are.
Don't draw, Ace. You're under arrest.
Stop it. Stay where you are.
Put your hands up, Roderick. I'm turning you in. Come on your feet.
Well, I wish I knew how to thank you two.
You know, with those varmints convicted and put away, Tumblerock's going to have a real free and honest election.
Well, Ted, with Tom's help, you'll take over from here.
I'll do my best, mister.
We give badge and letter back to town people.
Adios.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, deputy.
Yeah.
What did he mean by a letter and a badge?
Oh, you mean that badge and letter that Pete said he saw?
Yeah.
Belonged to Ted Brooks.
No, not them. You see, the masked man had the townspeople make him another badge and a letter.
Well, I'll be.
You gotta hand it to him. He's smart and he's fast on the draw.
Yeah. Who is he, anyway?
Well, Ace, you mean to tell me that you don't know who you tangled up with?
Who was he?
Well, boys, you've been apprehended by none other than the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver!